Sorry, I was just getting a cup of pop. I wouldn't say a cup of tea. Cup of pop. Whew, it's so cold today. But I'm in my gloves. It's freezing. And it's just started to snow again. So I'm putting my gloves on, even though I'm indoors. Morning, Deb. My son's poorly at the minute. He's got, I guess, what I had, and coughing up a storm, and he's not been well. He never loses time from work, but he's really had to. Yeah, I bet it is cold in Norfolk too. I heard something really disturbing on Sunday that I'll tell you about, and I've heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I've heard it from a police officer, and I believe that a couple of police officers have been suspended for talking. I'm not saying that they're the ones that's the one who's spoken to me, but a couple of police officers have been suspended for speaking out about something that's happened and something that hasn't been reported in the press, as far as I can see, although I haven't looked that closely, and I intend to look this afternoon to see if there's anything mentioned regarding it. But it's very disturbing, very, very disturbing. Things are getting really bad here in regards to violence, and children are now adults. And I also watched this morning about the Irish Parliament and the Taoiseach, the Irish Prime Minister, who was being questioned by the deputy in regards to a family who were evicted from their home recently. And apparently the people who went to evict them were people who were employed by the bankers who were taking over their home. I'll tell you in a bit, Stephen, it's very concerning. And it was the bankers who went into these people's home. I don't know whether it was last Tuesday, the Tuesday before, it was a Tuesday. And the bankers went in and apparently got the adults in the family, literally got them by the ears and evicted them from their homes. I thought that this was the sort of thing that the uprising in Ireland was all about, that this sort of thing would never happen there again. But it is happening. And it's the bankers and the elites that are doing it. And they're doing it while the Guardia, while the police stood by and watched these thugs manhandle a family, the adults and the parents and the children, out of their home onto the streets. And the Guardia stood by, and then the Taoiseach, who was their president in Ireland, was questioned by the deputy, and he was skirting around the issue of what happens. Hi, Jinx. Good morning, love. Skirting around the issue and said to the deputy, well, I noticed you didn't mention about people who turned up in a cattle truck. So many people, about 7 of them, who actually, took up arms for the family, basically. And of course he didn't mention them. He mentioned the family who were being manhandled out of their home, rather than mentioning about the aftermath. Yeah, Zoo Flute, there's a lot happening in Ireland. There's been there's a video called Ireland Rises. I can't recall who it is. I'll try and find the link and put it in the description. There's a lot of things that are going on there, but houses are being repossessed. People are being thrown out onto the streets again. And, you know, it's what the IRB, the IRA and all of them fought against. And people say the IRA became terrorist. It became known as a terrorist group, certainly widely in this country particularly. But when you think about what the English did to the Irish and about the genocide that the English have committed over the centuries, right across the world. So, you know, let's not go there, and let's not call me a racist for speaking about what's going on in my own effing country, and particularly after what I've heard about on at the weekend, which is it's sickened me. It's sickened me to the point where I could just throw up. It's disgusting. Hello, Zoo Flutes. But there's an awful lot going on, and the Taoiseach of Ireland, his partner is actually a banker. So, of course, he's not going to come out, is he? And have an awful lot to say in criticism about the bankers. That's just my opinion, which I'm entitled to. You're right, Debbie, it is. People are getting poorer. Some people are getting richer. This is what they call is, yeah, part of the Great Reset, isn't it? It's like I've never heard of so many people, including myself and my family, neighbours, I mean, people I know of personally, who've succumbed to different illnesses since having the COVID jab. Call it a coincidence, but who knows? This jab was rolled out without any testing at all. AstraZeneca, that name at all alone should put shivers up you. Hi, Sister Sophistry. Hello. Hi, Lily. AstraZeneca, who when I was with the animal rights groups, used to go out and demonstrate. And I remember we went there because they'd had a great big influx of more beagles that they could kill and stick in their pens, having them chain smoke cigarettes. Don't we know what goes on with cigarettes already? Do we still have to do that sort of archaic, what do they call it? It's not even testing, is it? Because we know what cigarettes do. We know from autopsies where lungs have been shown to be blackened. But of course, the government won't come right out and ban cigarettes, because of the taxes that they bring in. Governments don't really care about the people. They don't. We've got the fool here, Rishi Sunak, who's grinning and laughing up to King Charles at the receptions he goes to. He wants to get up off his fat arse and run the country properly. That's what he wants to do. And in the light as well of what I've heard at the weekend, why it hasn't been, well, we know why it hasn't been, but it should be emblazoned across all the newspapers, on all the news media. It does need to be. People are frightened of speaking out. They're frightened because I put that short clip of a video up. I've lost 300 subscribers for that. How long was it up? 10 minutes? And it was just in response to someone asking about a Robinsons commercial. That's all. 300 subscribers. And I noticed the ones who've complained about it have got it up on their channels. And again, in views, they've monetised it. So they're not that concerned about it, are they? So if people choose to think I'm a racist or a sexist or any sort of an ist, that's up to them. But they're quite wrong. And it's very sad that people are frightened to speak out about what's actually going on. People are frightened to. I'm not racist. I've got a niece who's half Jamaican. I've got a nephew who's half Jamaican. I've had a Ukrainian family in my home for 2 months. That's how racist I am. So people who are saying that, it's just ridiculous. Oh, jinx, no, because of the COVID vax. That's true, Deb, that's true. Guinea pigs. I've heard of so many people who've had differing problems, kidney problems, fit people. My son's very fit. He's never had this amount of time off work, never in his life, ever. And I'm worried to death about him. Anyway, let me tell you what happened at the weekend. Not hearsay as such. Hello, Deadly Dark Beauty. Hi, good morning. Not hearsay. It was heard from a police officer. There's been a few police officers suspended because they were speaking about it. No names are going to be mentioned, obviously. But apparently there was a 40-year-old man, and he was out walking his dog in a park, on a common, wherever it was. He was out walking his dog. He was jumped on. He was ambushed. And this is from a policeman, it was 4 illegals who jumped on him, who ambushed him, and who proceeded to rape him. A 40-year-old man. 40. Why? Why? A 40-year-old man with a family. Why? I'm not angry, I'm shaking. It is, Deadly Dark Beauty, it is disgusting. What could possibly be the reason for that except to demasculate that man? And a few police officers who have spoken out, they've been suspended. I haven't seen anything. I'll be honest, I haven't looked that closely, but I haven't seen anything reported about it. But I know that it's true. Have you, Squidgy, have you had the flu as well? Yeah, my son's had it for over a week now. He's never ill. I just could not believe what I was hearing. No, I haven't, Squidgy. I'm going to look this afternoon. I'm going to see if I can find anything. It made me feel sick to my stomach. It just... How does anybody recover? Are you feeling better, Squidgy, now? So why is it all being kept quiet? Why is it being kept quiet? And why aren't the punishments fitting the crime? Yeah, I agree, Jinx. I'm like you. Why aren't the punishments fitting the crimes? I believe the punishment in certain Middle Eastern countries for rape is, the loss of life. I honestly have never, ever believed in the death penalty, never. But now I do. I've come to conclude that there is evil in this world. If there is goodness, then there has to be evil, doesn't there? That's true as well, Jinx. It's a matter of how much money you have and how famous. But I don't think that this was anything to do with how much money these people had got, because again, they're illegals and or how famous they are. But I think that's to generate that as news that everybody would be absolutely up in arms about this. Absolutely. And they're getting away time and time again. And I'm not just talking about the immigrants, I'm talking about anybody who can jump on a bandwagon, who can break into a home. You're not allowed to even protect yourselves. You're allowed to use reasonable force. I was told that by picking up a mirror, I could have been in trouble. What, against two hefty men? 5'2" and 7 stone something against two hefty blokes. And I could have been the one in trouble when they were stealing a car. Yep, it's a holiday camp in prison. Send them out to fight on the front line in Ukraine. Deb, that's right. It's got to be. For men doing that to another adult male, it beggars belief, doesn't it? And the police officers who have gone along with it and not made a sound or uttered a peep, they're fine, they're going along willy-nilly in their jobs. But the ones who've spoken out, they're on suspension. They'll probably lose their jobs. It is a whole lot of hate. You can't understand that amount of hate, can you? Hate and power is what it is. Hate and power. But even so, why would somebody want to, don't take this the wrong way, but why would somebody want to use their own body in that way? And why don't they have any reverence for their own body if they don't care for anybody else? No, I can't understand the media blackout. It's been hushed up by the police, clearly. The people themselves aren't going to speak out about it, are they? Except to their friends, maybe. And the man, who knows what's happened to him. It's got to be documented somewhere. I'm going to see if I can find it. Hi, Irene. Hello. Am I saying your name right? That poor man, Squidgy, is never going to recover, is he? And neither, his family. And all these things, I've been worried about my son, and I've been bad myself, but, and I've not felt like coming on. I've thought I've got nothing good really to say. And as far as Foodie Beauty is concerned, it sort of puts that idiot in her place, because she'll come on moaning about how tired she is, how hungry she is, how loved up she is, and what she's going to do to Nada when she gets home. Does anybody care anymore, really? Because she's just full of it. That's true as well, Jinx, yeah. Rain. Thanks. Chantal's got nothing new to say, has she? The only interesting thing, I think, is how it's going to be when she goes back to Canada. I do think if they are playing everybody for views and money, they all work together, the whole lot of them, all of them, every one of them, and they're laughing at us. I only watch via the reaction channels, I must admit. I don't even go on to Kiwi Farms anymore. I'm that disinterested, you know. I'll go on to, occasionally I'll look at Reddit. And of course, Dee now is getting in on the action and leaving community posts just to drum up the interest, you know. Every day she wakes up is her karma, yeah. Oh, is today the 18th of January? Isn't today the day that El Shami is back in court? Unless he's managed to delay it again. Yes, Goody, she's a absolute waste of time. I wanted to get karma as well. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, said, or on whose stream, he said something about Chantal. Was it JF Cornwall? Said something about Chantal's sister might be in the family way. Can you imagine her rage about that? Even if she doesn't show it, because that's something she's never going to have. Hi, Simply Ravishing. And something that Chantal will never understand either when she's attempted to hurt my family. No, Deadly Dark Beauty. Who told you that? No. I don't do interviews. I'm not important enough to do interviews. Absolutely not. I'll come on here and talk because I like the little group we've got here, and I can talk quite freely. And, you know, if people disagree with me, then they can disagree with me, and there's no hard feelings, and, you know, that works both ways. But no, I wouldn't do that, Squidgy. Yeah, Mama is, I've never even watched him. Never. I know he's done stuff about me. As he has about Breezy, as he has about Chantal, but I haven't watched any of his videos. I'm not interested in that crowd. Did I say hello to Simply Ravishing? I think I did. I think so, Rain, and I think that one thing that Chantal will never, ever know is the feeling of loving somebody, of loving family more than you actually love yourself. That's something that she'll never know, that she'll never understand. I don't think her aunt's around, Rain. I haven't seen her. Fake plus fake equals real. It's true, isn't it, Squidgy? I mean, it's like that community I put up quite a while ago, that if two people love each other, there can never be a happy ending. And that's very true. But wouldn't you rather have that than have a life without love? Have you found it, Sister Sophistry? Which one? The ones who were evicted, or the man who was attacked? Oh, I didn't know that, Jinx. I didn't know. But I would have thought her aunt knows Chantal enough by now to know that, you know, she's not going to be swayed by upsetting anybody, because she doesn't care. She's a sociopath. Hi, Deb. Deb W. That's true, Squidgy. I know that I'd give my life for any of my kids or grandchildren. I'm beginning to wonder what, not wanting to put a dampener on anything this morning, but I'm beginning to wonder what the world's going to look like in 5 years' time. If crime isn't stomped down on hard. Oh, is her aunt a grifter as well? I know her aunt was saying about young boys that she attracted while she was in Jamaica, so another predator. She'll try to, Deb, she'll try to one-up her. She said some horrible things about her sister, who seems a very nice girl, actually. Yes, Squidgy, I worry too. I think I was saying to one of my kids the other week that if Alfie and I were just starting out again, knowing what I know now, I would say let's up and move. Go to Ireland, stay in Ireland. He liked it there. Yeah, you knew granddaughter, of course, Squidgy. Well, let's hope that something happens, to bring people to their senses and put a stop to this damn violence against people, against children, against adults. Just stop it. And if people aren't willing to stop it, stop them. I mean, somebody was asking me whether I'd house another Ukrainian family, and I wouldn't. But the only reason I wouldn't is because I don't think my own health at the moment would tolerate it. That's the only reason, I suppose. But also that I like to have my family staying at weekends, so, and I think I've done my bit. Exactly, Deb. Even though your kids are adults, they never stop being your children, ever. When does your child stop being your child? Which is what Chantal said about me. Oh, your daughter's 40, which she's not actually. But, so when is a child, your child is always your child. That's true, Miriam, as well, yeah. Who found that in Belfast? Was that the family who were evicted that you found? Because all I know, it was a Tuesday, and I only saw the video sort of recently. So I know it's in the last couple of weeks, few weeks. And certainly this attack on the adult male was very recently. Hi, Rocky. Oh, I never thought of that. So if she adopted a Syrian child, would she be allowed to adopt a Syrian child? And would that be helpful to Salah in getting Canadian citizenship? Hi, Rocky. I think he looks a bit worn. When it first started and you first saw Salah, he had sort of this happy, open, smiley face. He looks like he's been through the mill. Yeah, well, I reckon that's probably why she wants to adopt one, because Hasn't she always said she doesn't like children? Oh, Sister Sophistry, thank you. Is that that's the man who was attacked? Thank you. I'll read that later on. So everybody, there's a link in the chat. Yeah, he's got that 1,000-yard stare now. Well, adopting a child, she'd probably be about as vigilant as looking after that child as she is about her cats. I hope she can't adopt. Well, I hope it hasn't happened more than once, Sister Sophistry. I mean, I only learnt about it at the weekend, and I learnt about it from a policeman who told me. Otherwise, I would have. Well, I wouldn't have disbelieved it, but I'd be inclined to take it more seriously when it's come from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Yeah, look at poor BB. And the proof of her marriage, anybody can take pictures of a courthouse. Anybody. Oh, do you think so, Miriam? I reckon she's done something, yeah. Hi, Janine. Because she's not supposed to be working, is she? But she's admitting online that she's working. She's not the brightest. She's not the sharpest tool, is she? Hi, Jackie. Oh, I will. Thank you. Yes, I will. I'm all right, Jackie. A bit cold, but it's the snow looks nice, but it's freezing cold. Hi, Rock Claudia. How are you? Yeah, well, Miriam Salah targeted Chantal as his ticket to Canada, just as she targeted him, really. Oh, are you in pain, Claudia? What's wrong? Yeah, we got snow, Jackie. Jem, hi. Oh, it's so nice to see you. I've missed you too. BBJ is looking as though she's just real, very little skin and all bone under that fur. Rocky, I did it myself. I showed the other day, I got my sewing shears and I just cut it. I'll have to do something with it. I'll have a shower and wash it later. BBJ is nearly 20, but the thing is that both Pete, who's a useless individual, and Chantal, who's an uncaring individual, both say, well, she's 20, she's nearly 20. But yeah, even a 20-year-old cat can feel pain. And she shouldn't be left in pain. If something can be given to help her, keep her comfortable, then she should have it. Thanks, Diddly Dark Beauty. Needs a wash in a minute. Oh, did they? That Animal Services went again? Well, by September, your hair, they say it grows between about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch a month. So you should have a good 4 inches. Palettes, pouts, perfumes and panning. Hi. Yeah. I mean, she said, didn't she, Salah pays for everything. She doesn't pay for anything. She can't get access to her money. Has she ever heard of bank transfers? Never thought of saying PP. Who said I was going to be on a panel? Crazy. But we know she lies. Wonder why she's bringing my name up again. Oh, I saw that, Janine. Did you hear that as well, Jem? I've never even watched a video of his, and I've got no intention of doing so. I've seen where Breezy was set up by him, you know, and watched a little bit of a reaction, but I never go to his channel. Peb's mum, hi. Oh, it's your fibro. What do you take to help, Claudia? Anything? That's a good idea, Miriam. It's quite warm in here now because I've got the heating on, so it's greeny bluish high. And it always makes me feel better to come on and talk to you all. And I really needed to say what I said about Jem, you weren't here, about what I was told at the weekend. A 40-year-old man attacked, 40 years old, attacked by 4 illegals, hair grips just fallen out, attacked and physically raped. Oh, leg warmers. I used to wear leg warmers. When was that? 80s? 90s? Pain patch, yeah, I've got the pain patches as well. They're good. I took mine off yesterday morning when I had my shower and I haven't put them back on. I'll put them on tonight. The warmers look cute. I haven't started my Harry book yet. I thought I'll wait until I feel that I've done something wrong that I need to do penance for, and then I'll open it to the first page. Bye, Claudia. Take care of yourself. Thanks, Jem. Are you feeling better now? God, this virus that's going round, it seems never ending. Everybody's sick at the minute. Oh, I got my fluffy slippers on, my boots, yeah, that come halfway up my calf, my slipper boots. They're lovely. Oh, how long's that going to take, Jem? I bet it's at least as long as it is for a broken bone. Janine, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. Do you still go to confession? It's years since I've been. I remember when I was going to go when my grandson was, or did go when my grandson was taking his first communion, and he wanted me to go with him. And so I had to go and see the priest. And I was saying to him how long it had been since my last confession, and he sort of went, "You don't need to give me a laundry list." You've got it as well, Peb's mum. My son's really bad with it, really bad. Oh, Jem, I hope it does as well. Are you laid up still? Are you in bed? Or can you move around? Were you? They excommunicated you? Oh no, Jem. I hope you're being looked after. Hi, Chris. Hi, Liz. Yeah, I can as well. I can sing "O Come All You Faithful" in Latin. They used to push me to the front when we used to go around carol singing. No, I didn't hear about that rain. What you taking, Jem? Ask for the morphine patches because they do help me. I don't like taking tablets really if I can help it. Yeah, Rocky Go-Backs, I think that's true. The flu weakens people, then they get COVID, or the COVID weakens people, and then they're more susceptible to flu. Oh, that's a good advice, Miriam. Oh, when you remarried without an annulment. Did you know Meghan was married before as well? She was married to, I can't remember his name now, but he was from a Catholic family, and of course his family wanted for there to be offspring, and Meghan said that she couldn't have children, and so that marriage was annulled. So officially, I suppose she's only married once before, as that was annulled, and married to Trevor Engelson. I know all this useless information. Trevor, have I missed you? Hi. Rain, I did see that. Wasn't it outside a Catholic church? A 7-year-old girl who got shot. I do remember now. Oromorph, I've got my Oromorph. The Oromorph, I don't know whether it helps very much. It did when I was in hospital, maybe because I don't take it religiously, but the morphine patches are a great help, really, and it's not aggravating your stomach. I started off on, I think it was 35 microgram, is it? Then went up to 70, and I'm now on 140. So hopefully once I repair my back, I won't need them. That's what I said. Rocky Go about the country's index spending little on incarceration. So send them to the front line. Hi, Angela. Much love to you as well. I don't think that incarceration can work and rehabilitation can work, but I think there's certain people who it can't work for because they're just evil. Jem, ask for the patches. You forget you've got them on. You just notice that you're not in pain. Next time I come on, I'll bring the boxing with me, and so you can see what they're called. Buprenorphine. Or something like that. I think, Rocky, I think if people who, if they were taken into our army to fight, you might find they turn against us. I don't know. Yeah, Janine, my sister, advised me to ask for them, and they do. They do work. And I know they work because when I've left them off for a couple of days, I've really noticed the difference. So if you leave them off for more than 2 days, it starts to get out your system a bit then, I think. Arthritis is bad, isn't it? My sister-in-law had that as well. She suffered with that. That's true, Rocky Go-Bouts, but I mean, to give them the due, the Ukrainian men, there's a lot gone back. No, they've come over, settled their families, and they've actually gone back to fight in the Ukraine, and I admire them. That's it, Liz. You got it right. I was wrong. Yeah. Well, I had a mother and her child here, and a mother and a child, and then the mother's mother, the grandmother. And they were eventually found private housing. My wisdom, Angela. I always feel that I should read up on stuff. People talk about my wisdom. I'll tell you, I've made some big mistakes in my life, big, massive ones. I might tell you about some of them at some point, some of the lesser ones. Well, that's true, Rocky Go-Bouts, yeah. But I've got to say that that's the worst thing I heard was about that man being attacked at the weekend. It's worst thing I've heard. I mean, it's awful. It's happened to women and it's happened to children, and the grooming gangs and all the rest, for an adult male to be set on by 4 adult males like that. Yeah, I am, Rocky, too. Yeah. But I had to say, like, my niece is part Jamaican, my nephew is, and my goddaughter is as well, who came onto one of my or a couple of my videos recently and really wanted to lay into people, and I just said, don't, because it's really not worth it. People will believe what they want to believe, and you know, you can't alter the way people think, not really. As you watch society fall apart, thank a billionaire, that's true. Look at all that money that Rishi Sunak and his wife have got, and then he talks about, I remember watching him on, before he was a prime minister, and he was on a daytime television show, morning show, and there was a nurse on, and she was saying, you know, she got 2 children. I think her husband, she was a widow, and she got 2 children, worked as a nurse, kids were in school. She also did a part-time job. So she was working full-time as a nurse, part-time job, and said she couldn't even afford a car anymore. You know, she used a bicycle to get to work. And he said, "Oh, I can understand how difficult it must be." How can he possibly understand that? Where's Angela's message? Oh. What am I doing? Presley 57, hi. Yes, I am staying very warm. It's very warm. It's warm in here. I don't really need my gloves on. Talking of Presley, wasn't it sad about Lisa Marie, 54? So sad. Alfie was a great, big, massive Elvis fan. All the kids like Elvis. And our eldest son has got Elvis record collection now. But Lisa Marie never got over the losing her son, did she? She suffered. She suffered, though, Rocky, the last couple of years, I think. No, she didn't. She looked very poorly. And at that premiere of the Elvis movie, she had to hold on to the arms. Was it Jerry Schilling used to be in the band, Elvis's band? She had to hold on to his arm to go up to the platform. Yeah, he committed suicide, didn't he? Terrible. Do you, Stephen? I honestly don't know. My opinion is, and I might be wrong, I don't know, but my opinion is that if they did get married, it was one of those marriages where it's for a certain amount of time, just to enable them to live together. And that marriage can be for hours, it can be for days, it can be for weeks, it can be for months. So who knows? I don't know. Yeah, it was Jerry, wasn't it? It's I like Elvis too. But she's been buried there, isn't she? She's been buried at Gracelands, I believe. Muta. Yeah, that's it. Priscilla must be devastated, and Lisa Marie's children. It's very sad. I didn't know that till my son had told me that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Rain. Um, you can't believe a word that she says. How it heads up. Yeah, how it ends up. I knew what you meant. I forget what I was going to say now. What was I going to say? I'm interested to see how long she continues to wear the hijab once she's in Canada. I mean, the niqab itself didn't last very long, did it? It must have got so wearing to her to keep stuffing the food underneath the scarf. But I know a lot of Muslim women I've seen them say on videos that it's pretty bad, that they feel that she's disrespecting their religion. And she is, isn't she? She's using it. Everything is a prop to Chantal, whether it's the hijab, the niqab, her cats, Pete's, her family. Yeah, she likes to hide the gins. I hope that's not gonna be the case though, Rocky. I really do. No, that paper he was holding, I don't think there was anything on it, was there? I didn't see any writing on it. Chantal's dangerous, and Missy Moo is also dangerous because I think she's sick in the I do seriously think that she's sick in the head. No, the tax people won't, they won't take much notice. I don't think there was anything on it either. No. I agree, Rocky. It's, but are people just so desperately sad when they do take their lives that they're not thinking straight? I think so, Jem, the pair of them. I'm glad to see Perfectly Imperfect back. If you haven't subscribed to her, please go and subscribe to her. I'm glad to see she's back. Yeah, she messed up again inside of the courthouse and inside of the elevator. I guess that was the lift attendant in there. Yeah, I'm glad she's back as well. She took a break. I think she did the right thing. Her priority was her family, and you know, that's as it should be, really. Started to snow again. I do as well, the hamsters. I love that. Does anybody else feel the same as me when the weather's like this, that you just don't want to do any housework or anything? All you want to do is to make hot cups of tea or hot drinks, get a good book or a good audio book. And no, I haven't started. As I said, I haven't started Uji Bar Harry's yet. Really cold in here. Jem, outside rather. It's not cold in here. Summer in Australia. Where are you, Angela? I think I might have asked you before. Hello, Diana. How are you? Nice to see you. I had a really good friend, another animal rights activist. Well, a few of them, but one in particular, who lived in Bendigo in Australia. I never did get out. It's one of those things where you always say you're going to go and visit, but you never do, you know. Lana, hello. Oh, I'm glad you dropped in. Thank you very much. Queensland. I've got cousins in Perth. I've just never been. In the sunshine. Yeah, that would do your back good, Jem. So my next flight is going to be to Dublin in June. Talking of which, where's Nova? Oh, I will, Deb. Yeah, I will. I thought that, Diana. I mentioned that earlier. I thought it was today, the 18th. Yeah, he's back in court, unless he manages to put it back again, defer it. But I thought that could only happen like 3 times. Oh, Presley, yes, she does look a mess. Her skin is so dingy. Do you not think so, Jinx? Don't you think he'll be there? Because how many times has he deferred it now? He's such a coward. He really is. How on earth has he managed to keep that channel? He's done some of the most obnoxious and said some of the most obnoxious things. Deb, do you know, I bet not regularly, because I don't know what the situation is with getting their washing dry and everything, but when she was in the villa, the washing machine and dryer was right opposite her bedroom, and she didn't do that much washing then, did she? Ooh. No, Alla's wife did have to wash up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hope May's all right. Good morning, Lydia. Hi, Angel Wings. Yeah, those channels are a sign of the times, but I think she's coming to the end of a run. I really do. I think everybody's fed up of her now. Hi, Enchanted Rose. How are you, beautiful? Oh, will she fit in the shower? All of these people that Foodie's taken exception to, and she's going to seek legal action against. There's Alla, there's Nada, there's Dee Dee. Yeah, they do work together. Low budget soap opera. Oh, Angela, the potato famine. There's some. I want to going to Dublin, and I'm going down to Thurles because I've got family in both places. But then I want to go to Skibbereen to visit the big site where they've got, I believe there's 15, over 1 million, 1.5 million famine victims buried in that big lawned over site there in Skibbereen. Dublin's beautiful, Presley 57, it's beautiful. And I'll make sure I take some good videos as well. And Thurles is beautiful. That's where I'd go to live, down in Tipperary, if I was going to live there. Tipperary. The type of healthcare you get in Canada, well, she's lucky she gets any healthcare at all because she doesn't pay towards it. She doesn't pay her taxes. Oh, I'm definitely going to do some Gem, some of Dublin, some of Thurles. And then, as I say, I want to go to Skibbereen. I want to go and visit my great uncle's grave, Sean Tracy. That's in Tipperary. I'll definitely do some videos and meeting lovely Nova there as well. Can't wait. Congratulations to Diana. What you done, Diana? Congratulations, Diana, but I don't know what I'm saying congratulations for. Well, it was going to be February, next month, to go. But my son said he'd planned to take me in June anyway, and it will be better in June because the weather's going to be better. Yeah, it is, Gem. I'm really looking forward to it very much. Hi, Demelza and Chatterers. I'm sorry, that's my fault. My fault entirely. I just came in and switched on. I must do better. I'll come and do another one tomorrow, round about the same time, and I'll put it on a... Oh, Diana, congratulations! That's wonderful. That's a big achievement. Yeah, well, Rocky, you know what? Tax is enormous with not much to show about it. From what I've seen, they're not chasing people up for their taxes, mentioning no names, of course. The Temple pub. Do you mean the Temple Bar? The Temple pub and bar in Temple Bar, yeah. It's all lovely there, and when we've gone, we've stayed in Bloom's Hotel, that's in Temple Bar as well. And then when we've gone down, we've stayed with family in Surleys. Oh, you've just planted your tomatoes. How lovely. Yeah, Temple Bar in Dublin, it's a place to see, and there's lots of little side streets as well with little shops where you get, you know, the trinkets and the ornate lamps and the wind chimes and such like. Hello, through the looking glass. You're losing weight as well, Squidgy? I lost some when I was ill last week, but I wouldn't recommend that as a as the way to do it. Scarlet Ibis High, yeah. Grafton Street, oh, I love Grafton Street for shopping, yeah. Love it there. It's beautiful, Dublin city centre. St Stephen's Green. Look at, I will. Yes, I will, Presley 57. St Stephen's Green as well. Look at St Stephen's Green and look at all the old Georgian houses up that way as well. It's beautiful. I bet you have, Jem. I hope you're eating now. £14 is it's a good weight loss. When my mum came over to England from Ireland, I remember her telling me about people laughing at her because when she used to go into the greengrocers to get potatoes, she used to ask, instead of asking like for a few pound of potatoes, Mum would go in and say, "Can I have a stone of potatoes?" £14, a stone of potatoes. Hi, Dana. Just what, 6:30? It is now 1:30, 1:39. I'm going to get off now because I want to go and phone my son, but I'll come, it's a kilo, but I'll come back on round about the same time tomorrow and see if I can find out some more information about the stuff I mentioned. So I'll catch you all hopefully tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. Jem, look after yourself. Thank you, Presley 57. Lots of love to you all. Squidgy. I know, Jem, I wish I was closer. I do. I'll speak to you all. Chicken soup. I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.